Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RSF1's Race of Champions. It's the last hurrah on F1 2020. 2021 is on the horizon, but we have one little treat for you on this current game. And as I said, this is the Race of Champions for RSF1. We have the top drivers at the end of the Season 4 Championship all together for one big race. Well, 3 races if you want to be technical as well. One big gathering, one last bit of entertainment for you guys at home watching. It should be an interesting one. There's a few little differences as well. We'll go through all of that. But hopefully it should be a fun time. I'm RSF1 Rubens, and alongside me is LR Blazerguns.
Hello. How's everyone doing today? I'm in a happy mood today.
All good. Have you had a very strong coffee before this? Is that the reason why?
No. I don't drink coffee. Ew. Horrible stuff. No, I'm just in a very happy mood. I mean, I got my last 2 days of work before I start my new job, so yay.
Oh, all good. Yes, so very, very good stuff. What are you expecting here tonight, Blazer? Obviously, it's very different. Multiplayer cars as well. But you're gonna.
I love to drive my.
But you're gonna have.
I love to drive my multiplayer car.
Yeah, but you're gonna have the likes of F5 drivers with F1 drivers and all in between as well.
Yeah,
so should be some plenty of overtaking, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely, yeah, plenty of overtaking. And it's gonna be plenty of fun actions. I mean, I had so much fun streaming the F1 division stuff like that. So I know how much fun that could be with those drivers, but be doing it to like 4 drivers from each division. Oh, it's gonna make it even more better. This could be the highlight of this season.
It certainly could be. Now, obviously, there are a few differences that ideally we'd want the top 4 from every division, and this could be an idea that we could have in the future. Just a little heads up for anybody in RSF1. Not official yet, but it's in kind of the pipeline, the rumor, if you like, that we could be doing this, like for the official top 4 at the end of the season. But as I said, we've got the front runners from each of the divisions. Yeah, definitely could be interesting. 3 races ahead of us. So the first race is around Silverstone, as you can see. All 3 races are 25%. No qualifying because they have custom grids or some like makeshift grids to mix things up and keep things interesting for, say, like the drivers of the lower divisions. Give them a fair chance, basically. So this first race is a complete reverse division race. So the lowest driver that was in Division 5, which in this case is Dano, will be starting on pole. The quickest driver in F1, or the driver that accumulated the most points in F1, in this case, I believe is Rhombus.
Yes, Rhombus.
He'll be starting right at the back. Now, Blazer, what are the challenges of that? Well, I think first thing that comes to mind is the so-called faster drivers starting from the back. They've got to pick themselves through the field quickly but carefully. Yeah,
definitely. You don't want to ruin your race first off in the first race, even with the reverse grid. So the bottom tier drivers will start at the top, the faster tier drivers will start at the bottom. You wanna, for me, I would say if you're in the top tier, you're starting from the back. You want to get a good start. You want to make up the field as quickly as possible, but you always have to be careful not to get into a collision with anybody else, because anything can happen really, and it just takes one simple mistake, and that could be it.
Yeah, obviously me and you take part in endurance races outside of F1. Sometimes we're in the faster car overtaking the slower one. You've really got to pick your moment, don't you? As you say, one little mistake and costs so much time. Obviously, in those endurance races, it's a bigger of a difference when you're overtaking someone in a slower car. This is a little bit different. Yeah, but that's going to be the first challenge. It'll be interesting to see. Now, obviously, we know a few of these drivers as well. They're going to be hard to pass. A lot of them, aren't they?
Definitely, it's going to be hard to pass. Like Dave's Rombus, he's going to be hard to pass. Mr. Pigeon, he could be hard to pass. Primus, I've known Primus for a while, since season 1 really. But we all knew Primus since season 1. I've been racing him from season 1 and season 2 in Division 4. And we always had a great battle. Sometimes he does like to annoy me of me can't get him past him. But we always had this great on-track, off-track banter we always have. And it's really good. So, yeah, definitely. So, like, Primus, he'll be hard to pass. Musical Rocket, I'll say he's going to be a hard driver to pass as well. But, yeah, a lot of these drivers are going to be...
I'm predicting actually Rocket to be the aggressor. He's going to be the one, especially in this first race. I think he's going to be the one. You know, he's known for the Ricardo-esque dive bombs, basically. Let's hope, like, because I've been commentating F3 with him, watching him, and I hopefully these moves do come off cleanly, because as I said, they are aggressive. But that's his style, and yeah, definitely might be him that proves the entertainment tonight. Going for the driver's blade. So, is there anybody you pick out as kind of like a dark horse? Obviously,
dark horse. Ooh.
Because I've got one already.
Dark horse. I'm probably gonna say. Probably Andy Yuzkin or Ted First. They could be a dark horse. I'm going for the bottom divers.
Yeah, I'm looking at Draco. In this. Because because you remember Draco. Because obviously, in the week of the Abu Dhabi races, we had a little preview in a sense, to fill the grid. Of the divisions and a couple of them, and Drake actually took part in the F1 race, didn't he? And he did very well. So, again, he could be. So he could be definitely one to watch. I would say look out for Cornish as well.
Yeah.
Really ended the F4 division on a high. Won the last 2 races, so he's full of confidence.
I think Stretch as well. I think Stretch could be a dark horse. I mean, of course, unfortunately, only just missing out the Division 3 championship, but he shows some great pace over the season, so we probably could see him like going up the grid as well. I don't think he's in the lobby yet either.
Yeah, we are still working on a couple of drivers. Apparently, there are a couple of last-minute replacements.
Yes, I know Shane's
as
in
well.
Here.
Apparently Shane is in for Button.
Right.
No, Shane is in for Stretch, sorry.
Oh!
Yeah. Shane is in for Stretch.
Oh.
Potentially, yes. So, yeah, they are just filling the grid, so we're just going to have to bide a bit more time.
I love this Stretch race.
Yeah, obviously they've all said they can attend, but obviously we are a couple minutes away. And, yeah, Money Biscuits is sorting everything out, so no problem
just
at
said on
all.
the chat saying Xbox crashed, so he's just restarting at the moment.
Restarting, yeah, so they're on their way. Yes, so any other drivers we want to have a look at? Yeah, apparently Money Biscuit is filling up the grid, so we may have some different drivers in than we originally planned, but no problem at all. This is all just for a little bit of fun at the end of the day as well, but we are keeping tabs on the little championship as well, drivers and division. So I know there are a few people watching that are cheering for their own division. Hippo, good evening to Hippo, got Lincoln, Dano and Button as well. Got 22 viewers already, we haven't even started. So, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so race 1, as I mentioned, is a division reverse grid. So wherever you finished in the division, so lowest first. So division 5 are going to be starting in the first 4 positions. So Dano is going to be on pole. He's going to be alongside McCracken, and then second row you're going to have Tedist and Andy Yuzgin. Obviously, the first thing, as I mentioned already, Blazer, is the Division 5 and F4 drivers. They are going to have the fast drivers coming towards them. They're going to have to defend as long as possible, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
But if they can start off with this first race, you know, reasonable top 10 finish, for example, because points are normal, they go down to the top 10, and fastest lap if you're in that top 10. If they had a good top 10 result and get a good grid position for race 2, could be interesting for them.
Yeah, definitely. Getting those positions and stuff like that could change a lot of things. Anything could really happen. It could go up, it could go down. Anything could happen at the moment, and having his first race here in Silverstone could change pretty much anything. Just knowing Silverstone, the home of Formula 1, home of British racing, and this track, it can bite at the right points if you do make the mistakes. I mean, of course, Corpse, old turn 1, make a mistake there, that could cost you. Mackett's and Beckett's, that could cost you. Going wide on the exit of Love Field, that's where that gravel trap is before going towards that old pit lane entrance by Woodcote, and then the national section, and that could cost you as well. Trying to think as well. Even speeding into the pit lanes, that could really hinder you as well.
Oh yes. Obviously a couple of things to mention, little sort of admin stuff, I guess, if you will. All drivers have been reminded that this race is being broadcast and so on, so they are reminded to be on their best behaviour. In terms of penalties, there are no stewarding penalties, if you will. Although if someone is misbehaving, they will be sent to the admins and the committee, so on and so forth. Any in-game penalties that you get, whether they're rightly or wrongly, you keep at the end of the game. So we cannot take them off, because it goes by race director with the results. There is no safety car. Obviously, there's been a big debate about the lead up to this, about whether we should include it or not. Various reasons why we haven't. But yeah, so no safety car.
I would say no safety car. It makes the racing even more interesting.
Yes. Also adds into a little other problem as well, which is something we can't really avoid. We've got to bite the bullet basically, and that is double stacking, because you don't know when your teammate or who your teammate is with multiplayer cars. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
Even if they are a different coloured car. So.
Good evening,
we
Chris.
are missing.
Hello,
we are going to be missing an F1 driver.
Yes.
We are waiting on an F1 driver, and apparently his gym session overran.
Hey, how's
God
everyone doing from RSF1 Source? I'm doing good. I'm in a very good hyper mood every now and again, and I do not know why you said that, Cornish, but okay. Go with it.
They have a little sort of family joke going on at the moment.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yes. So we are missing an F1 driver, and we do have an extra F4 driver, I believe. I believe that's Fish Sticks in as well, but that's perfectly fine. He's going to be confusing because he's got an orange car, and orange is not one of the colours that people should be using, but never mind.
Really? Wait, they have to have certain colours?
Yeah, on the... Easton's in. Oh, there's the F1 replacement. We got Easton. We got 20.
Oh, no, okay, he's gone. He's dead!
No, we don't. This is going
Right.
well, isn't it?
I have not heard about this, so give me the rundown about this colour thing on the cars then.
Right, so you see on the table,
Yes.
you notice how the colour is on
they had
each
to
division.
have those
Yeah,
colours
yeah.
to represent what
Yeah, it's
division.
not going to work like that.
Sweet.
It's not working like that, though.
Yeah, I'm wondering why.
Oh, there we go. Easton
yeah,
changed his colour to red. There he is.
Uh,
What? What?
I'm confused about this. So, what colour is
so-
Division 1 then?
Red. Well, it should be red, but it's different shades of red.
I was gonna say, that more looks like orange on the table.
You got Pigeon. Right, so you got Pigeon,
He's gone for more
Rhombus,
like a Alpha Romeo
Pilkey,
colour
and
look.
Easton.
Red.
All red.
Yep.
Blue is Money Biscuit, Milan, Draco, and Lukey. They're around about the same. That's fine. They've behaved. Division 3 is green, so that's Rocket, Quaker Oats,
Ammo.
Stretch, and Shane.
Yep.
Shane is replacing camo products of
The
it.
buttons in yellow. Yeah, so buttons
and then-
in yellow would be like.
Button, Primus, Cornish, and Fish Sticks would be. So who's missing from F4? Should be Alco Saints. So Fish Sticks is in for Alco Saints, and he's just changed it to yellow. Well done, Fish Sticks. Thank you very much.
And then.
Last but not least is F5, and they're in black cars. That's Andy, Dano, Tedist, and McCracken.
Ah, okay.
All good?
Yeah, I'm understanding now. So I did not know it was being colour coordinated. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
we're organised. We're organised.
I know. Well, I'm not. I'm never organised. Come on, you should know that.
Laptop, why are you black screening? Don't do this to me. Not when we're just about to start. No.
Blah, blah.
Anyway, we are about to get things underway.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to party.
Let's get through this race one. So I believe there should be a formation lap. Can't tell with all the settings on.
Yeah, it doesn't say if there's formation up.
I hope he has. I hope he has put formation lap, because that would be interesting if he hasn't. I'm sure he has. I trust Luke. Alright, we are set, ready to go for the first race of Silverstone. Race 1 of this Race of Champions for RSF1. Hopefully you are all set and ready to go.
I'm sitting. I'm waiting. I'm ready.
Apparently Chris says Camo is here. I don't see him on the list.
Camo.
Not on the...
Yeah, camo is
He
in
is
the
on the
lobby.
list.
I did say camo.
Ah. Fish sticks have... We got one extra.
Fish sticks.
Confusing.
Fish sticks in yellow colour. These Division 4. These yellow colour. 5F3.
Yeah, I think we've got 5F3. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. Everything's going wrong. Alright. Race director. So these... Oh, they... Yeah, 5F3. Or is it 4F3? I am so
1,
confused.
2, 3, 4. No, yes, there is 4 F3s.
So,
There's 4 black
I am
colours.
so confused.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 yellows, 4 greens, 4 blues, 4 reds. We're fine. It is fine. We have 4 of each. We are okay. There's nothing to worry.
So Rocket is in. Stretch isn't. You got Camo.
Yeah, didn't you say Stretch is getting replaced by Shane?
Ah, that's the replacement. There's only one replacement. I'm confusing myself. God. At least they set the grid right.
Yeah.
Also, the garages look weird, if you've noticed.
Yeah, it's just all great silver colours, white colours. It looks like Avatar.
It's not the official ones, is it? 36 viewers right now.
God
Fantastic.
damn.
Thank you very... Yeah. Getting almost as much as a driver draw. Jeez. Yeah, one last hurrah on F1 2020. My stream is lagging all over the place. I hope it's okay on everyone else's.
Alom,
Yeah, my
you got Andy
laptop is not
Yuskin,
having a good time.
you got myself, Dano, Doc, Sniper, Drix, EOs, that'll be Quaker Oats, Fish Sticks, F Pacing League, Chris, Milan, the Nightbot's here, Massa Button,
The Nightbot is always here.
yeah, Massa Button, Eagle, Hush, Lincoln, Source, Seth Revilion. I'm getting that I pronounced that right.
Look at the colours!
I could have botched. I might have botched that.
It's brilliant.
Shadow Moses, Youth Evil, and Wise Phoenix. All here.
Look at the colours. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful.
Right.
Right, do you want to take us through the grid?
Take it through the grid. Yes. So we're going from the Division 1 upwards. So starting in last place, it is that red car of these Rhombus. Of course.
There was shades of pink, but never mind.
Yeah, with the shades of pink. A little clash.
Yeah.
Well, ain't that little nice thing? In P19, it is Joe Pilkey.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. In P18 is Mr. Pigeonmunch's nice little Alfa Romeo looking red.
Mm-hmm.
And in P17 it is Season 3 Division 1 champion Easton. And moving on to Division 2, it is Lukey 1220 in P16 with Muddy Biscuit in P15. You got CSR Draco in P14 with FFR Milan in P13. For Division 3, Season 4 champion in Division 3, Musical Rocket in P12, Quakerous in P11, Camo in P10, and Stretch's replacement for tonight is RSF1 Shane in P9. And then for Division number 4, it is
Oh, look at the yellow pink.
XRL Cornish in P8, Primus in P7, RSF1 Button in P6, and Mr. Fish Sticks in P5. Moving on to Division 5, and the Yuskin will be signed in P4. Ted First, or Tennis, how you want to pronounce it, in P3. Mr. McCracken in P2, and your pole starter here at Silverstone is Dano132.
You get the shot of all the way down the Hangar Straight with all the multiplayer colour cars.
Did you get the shot? I did.
I got that. I got that down there. Right, so obviously with a 25% race, you have 3 choices to start on the tyres. All 3 races obviously you're going to have soft or medium, really. I don't think anybody's going to start on the hards. Why would you? Interesting how the entirety of F4 are on mediums. Shane and Cameron on the mediums as well. Rocket on the mediums.
And the entire Division 5's on softs.
Yep. Alright, we are set for race number 1 of Racer Champions. Could be a hectic start as well down in the first corner. 13 laps is going to go through very, very... Well, it's not lap 2 already. It's going to go through very, very quickly. But let's see who can get the good start away down to turn 1. Let's hope we have a start for a start. There we go. Ready for 3, 4, 5 red lights. For race 1, it's a drive-through already for Fish Sticks. He's completely jumped the entire field. Okay, there's a yellow car going straight through the middle. And away we go. And McCracken's actually going to take the lead ahead of turn 1. There's a carnage in the background. There's a blue and a red car going off. If Lukey being caught up in something. Cornish as well.
Camo dropped a lot of positions. It's all starting to kick off. Dano is actually leading. Will be now technically leading because Fish Sticks jump start, but now positions are starting to move about. See,
Rocket's already on the move.
Lunging down the inside on Eastern at Brooklyn as we come into Luffield now. Cameron almost getting squished in by Division 1 cars there at Luffield. As we go through Woodcote, he's going side by side with RSF and Easton. He's now ahead of Easton at the moment. Into Corpse.
Just seen Button going side by side, old turn 1. He's got 2 Division 1 cars, that's Pilkey and Rhombus, who are already up 10 positions. They're absolutely flying.
Musical
and that
Rocket
is Pilkey got by.
Musical Rocket is up into 5th. Quaker Oats is now right behind Ted First, trying to get that position off him. And go up into 6th place. Has a little look down into Stowe. And in for drive-through, there goes Fish Sticks.
What a shame for Fish Sticks. Drive-through penalty, but it's currently Dano leading from McCracken at Andy Uskin.
There it is, Pidgemunch, Cornish, already 5 seconds time penalties. Pidgemunch for speeding in the pits, Cornish for severe collision with Pidgemunch.
Of course, the customary timing page has gone all over the place, but sort themselves out. Fish Sticks, Pilkey, Draco, and Pidgemunch already in the pits. Might be for strategy as well. As Quaker Oats has got a run.
Yep. Lukey has just got past Camo for P14 or P13, I think. Camo now picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Dano's already got a bit of a gap, about 1.5 seconds on his F5 teammate Andy Uskin. Yeah, Rocket up 7 places, the Rhombus up 12 places, already looking at the back of Tedis through Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah, Ted First has just got a 3-second time penalty, and now he's got Dave's Rhombus all over his rear end.
Oh, look at the exit.
That was a lovely exit from there, Mr. Rhombus there. He now
that is hurting my eyes, that pink and red. Especially with the pink helmet as well. Really on the move, up 14 places in a couple of laps. He's on the soft tyres though, so he's going aggressive.
Mr. Primus and Camo picks up time penalties. I like that.
Doing good on those. Oh, lunge for Milan on Button. Not Button, Tedist. Got Button right behind with Primus Gaming, Shane, and Easton all in a little battle there as well. And here comes Milan inside of Tedis. Tedis dropping back a little bit. Currently got 3 F5 drivers leading Blazer. The only one that's dropping back is Tedis at the moment. But
yeah,
those 3 at the top, McCracken, and Andy and Dano, got a decent gap.
Yeah, but saying that, Musical Rocket is right on that gearbox of McCracken for P3 now. With the DRS enabled, it could actually help this. Easton picks up a 3-second time penalty. So here comes Musical Rocket on McCracken. Goes to the inside and moves ahead of the Division 5 driver before turning into Stowe there.
Nicely done.
And Dave Rhombus has rushed straight into the pits.
Again, that might be tactical, do you reckon?
Yep. Medium tyres to the end. Going for it, but the Quaker Oats. Quaker Oats looks like got a little outside that turn 1 there. Gone a bit deep turning in and got very close to the inside of turn 2, which got the grass slightly and gave him a time penalty. Andy Uskin is right on the back of Dano.
Battles all over the place are kind of what we expected from these races, but there's a titanic four-way battle. Button, Primus, Shane and Easton right here. All this for 8th place at the moment. As it stands, Dano's still leading as we're on lap 4 as Easton going off the track to try and pass Shane. Not going to work there.
Not back there.
Currently up the top though, it is Dano still leading. About a second ahead of Andy Uskin. But you've got Rocket closing in, and you've got Quaker Oats who's got a run on Kraken at the end of the hangar straight.
Primus has got a run on Button. Primus going to go to the left-hand side and Button into Stowe. Trying to go around the long way round. Can't find a way. Oh! Wow,
Oh!
Primus. That was some reaction.
Shane hit the back of Primus there, got caught up by the fact that Primus was diving into the pits. That was just wrong place at the wrong time. Easton goes in as well. That all got a little bit too claustrophobic there, Blaze, into that chicane.
Yes, definitely. Very scary moment that was. Glad that didn't become some major harm. Looks like there was damage to Shane. It's kind of unfortunate there, but heyo. Now, Quaker has now got past McCracken at Lovefield.
Nice move on the end there. Right, so still Dano and Andy using it. Andy,
yeah, really going
Andy's
at
actually caught back up to Dano here.
Yeah. And at the same time, here comes Musical Rocket. Just about to go under a second behind him.
Camo, stop picking up penalties. You're already on 9 seconds. Rocket's doing pretty well. Milan is side by side with Tedis.
To answer your question there, Milty, Shane didn't finish in the top 4. He finished, I think, he finished 5th in the standings, if I'm right, in Division 3.
Yeah, replaced Stretch. Stretch unfortunately couldn't make tonight.
Stretch couldn't make it tonight, so he's replacing Stretch. So that's why Shane is racing.
Same reason why Easton is in, and obviously we don't have our F1 champion Corey Marshall, which is a shame, but...
Yeah, I'd love to see Corey Marshall racing this.
It's good stuff so far though, Blazer, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's relatively, hard fought, clean manoeuvres, good racing so far.
Yeah, definitely, and very enjoying it. Loving it. Romulus with the fastest lap in the multiplayer car. He's right on the yards of Joe Pilkey.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, these two are leading in terms of the ones that have stopped, I believe. Yeah, Pilkey's leading that, although he did go onto the soft tyres. I don't know whether they could actually get to the end. But Rhombus is not wasting any time at all. He's easily going to get to the end here. Goes around the outside of Pilkey. Pilkey tried to defend it. Couldn't really. The Rhombus is now the highest of those that has stopped. 9th downwards of all stopped ones.
Yep. Good stuff there from Rhombus. And now he wants to close that gap. As we see Dano into the pits now.
According to Chris, soft scan do the entire race. I did think about that.
Yeah. Button is in.
And so is Camo. Right, so where is Dano going to come out? As Pilkey has actually got by Rhombus. Rhombus actually been held up by Pilkey here.
Rhombus got back past.
Not held up.
Oh, interesting.
Where they're going to come out in relation to Dano.
Coming back out. Gonna be behind Camo.
He's behind Rhombus and Pilkey as well.
Yeah, Camo jumped
Rocket got ahead of him as well.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I meant Rocket.
So Dano, as I was saying with this first race, if an F5 driver like Dano can, have a reasonable, anything from like 6th to 10th, for example, he's in the net 4th at the moment.
Yeah. Doing a great job at the moment. Good stuff to see that.
Who else we got? We got Tedis.
Easton and Camo going for a little battle. They're going side by side through Lovefield now into Brooklands and Lovefield. They're still going to go side by side at Woodcote.
Oh.
Pilkey picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, Camo, give him room. No, that was Easton moving across. Easton give him room.
Andy Euskin, Kraken, Quaker Oats and Muddy Biscuit all in. Milan stays out for another lap. We've got yellow flags.
Cornish!
Cornish!
Oh, huge crash for Cornish. I just saw a yellow and pink car go flying off. He does a pirouette in the air. Oh, Cornish, no.
All I saw...
F4 big hitter is out.
Oh my lord.
That was a huge crash.
Yeah, and I was gonna say there was a yellow flag from by Woodcote, and that was Fishsticks going for a spin, and then next thing I know, I saw another yellow flag, and that was Cornish.
Right, so we've had a few pit stops. Lukey, Draco, Button has dropped back. Yeah, Cornish in the chat. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So that leaves Milan, the only one yet to pit.
Just got past McCracken.
Moves himself into 8th. Just ahead.
The Camo and Eastern still going at it to each other. And Milan's in.
This is for 60. Oh, Eastern going right into the wall of old turn 1. It's like, you're not going by.
Of course, this is a long pit lane as well, so it's about 30 seconds if I'm right.
Yeah. In comes Milan. There he goes. Medium tyres. Pilkey should get. Where is Milan's going to come out in here? He's had a lot of clean air. Very slow pit lane though.
Yeah, 30 seconds as I said, so he's going to probably come out behind Quaker Oats.
Yep.
Got it.
There he goes. P7 though, not bad. Andy and Dano. And an interesting battle. Obviously Andy Yuzkin, F5 champion of Season 4. Trying to get by Dano, finished in 5th. Had a couple wins under his belt though, so he's not going to be easy for Andy. Problem for Pilkey, even though he's leading Blaze, so he's got 6 seconds penalties, and that might drop him back a fair bit.
Yeah. That will drop him down to 5th.
Dano with a time penalty, edge of turn 1, just ran it a little bit too far wide, just desperately trying to keep ahead of Andy Yuzkin. With Quaker Oats watching the pair of them.
Yeah. Quaker Oats must be thinking of finding a way at some point getting past Andy. He's gonna... Because they're gonna be slowly holding him up, and saying that Quaker Oats goes for the lunge at Stowe and gets past.
What a move.
Go to Vale and Club.
What a move from Quaker Oats. Bit up. I don't think he meant to get on the inside there, Blazer, but made it work.
Yeah, definitely. Made it work, and it was a great move from him.
Just notice a huge battle for 8th place here, Blaze. You got Tedis, Pigeon, McCracken, Primus, Lukey. Lukey's having a lunge on the inside of Primus. Oh, this is... Look at the trainer cars all the way back.
Hello
this
there.
is for bottom end of the points.
Yeah.
Lukey, Draco, Button, Muddy Biscuit. Actually going back to Easton in 16th. Let's see the red car.
That collision, didn't he, at the start?
Yeah. I tell you the one division that have not started off well is that's F2. 3 drivers out the points at the moment.
Yeah.
Although actually no, F4. All drivers out the points currently. Lukey. Interesting track limits. He understood wide and was like, okay, I'll just go wider.
Oh,
and got a
Craig
penalty for it.
And Craig Rhodes has got past Dano into Stowe. Same place he got past Andy Yuzkin a lap before.
Big lock up for Dano. Yeah, Quaker Oats into 4th place. How many penalties?
Punt from Jacko. Jacko gives a little punt to Primus at Vale. Here comes Jacko. He's going to go side by side with Primus. No, he backs out of it. He thinks better of it. Actually, for me, I would have gone. I would actually still try to go for side by side.
Muddy Biscuit and Button. Little contact as well. This trainer's ridiculous. 8th down to 16th right
Here
now.
comes Easton. Here comes Easton. Easton on Muddy. The straight line speed Muddy Biscuit got right there. He was holding off Easton pretty well.
Great
Easton at the
battling
moment is the lowest
far.
Division 1 driver.
Yeah, he's had a rough start to this, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's going side by side through turn 1, Corpse. Muddy Biscuit is still holding in. Muddy Biscuit is still holding on. That 15th place of Easton. Kudos.
Oh, Milan giving
Jacko's
Andy
got past Primus.
Yuzkin a bit of a nudge. Andy Yuzkin and Milan, sorry, for 6th place side by side.
And now Milan's ahead.
Yeah, a bit of a rough pass for Milan, but just about okay. And Andy Yuzkin picks up a time penalty for his troubles.
Yep. Easton finally got past Muddy Biscuit. As he's now on the back of RSF1 Button. Yuki's all over the back of Primus. Draco and McCracken's going having a battle. Camo has pinned it by turn 3.
Pilkey's disconnected like right from the end. That's going to hurt him massively.
Yes.
That's going to cost him horrendously. I don't think he was going to win anyway, but Rhombus into the lead and looks set to win the first race after starting right at the back. Right, so got the penalties up, so Pilkey is going to drop down. Rocket's done well to be in P2. He's going to be in P2 anyway once the penalties sort themselves out. Quaker looks to be 3rd, but credit to that. Oh, Pilkey's pitting. The AI car's pitting Pilkey.
Oh dear.
Oh, that is rough luck for Pilkey. Really rough luck. So we're now on to the final lap. I'm going to take this back to this train again.
Primus is now dropped down into 16th.
Has he gone to the end of the train? It looks like it.
Yeah, he has.
It's the tennis train. Look at it. From 7th all the way down to 15th.
RSF1 did not have a good exit there. On the final lap, here comes Muddy Biscuit. On the inside of Brooklands. Gets past.
Draco as well, having fun with Pigeon Munch. Cracking in there, Lukey. Easton is all over the back of Lukey for the older turn 1, trying to go for the switchback. Not going to make it work, but meantime, Rhombus coming down to the end of the Hanger Straight. He's done absolutely brilliantly this first race, from right at the back of the field to win this first race. And obviously, unless he gets a penalty in the last couple of corners.
Munch on Tedist. He's going to go around the long way at start, and he gets past.
Nicely done. Rhombus wins. Rocket 2nd.
Ted first can hold on here. Oh, what a switchback from Draco! A switchback
right
from
on the
Draco,
line.
and he gets past Ted first.
Into 7th place as well. Oh, well, what an end to that race. Rhombus wins it from Musical Rocket in 2nd, Milan in 3rd, Quaker Oats in 4th. I tell you what, F5, 5th, 6th, 8th and 9th. That is a massive haul of points. They're going to be very happy with that. Then you got Draco in 7th. We'll go for the rest of them, but what a start, Blazer. Action all over the place.
Yeah, definitely, and it was just so
interesting animation.
Yeah.
You know what? We got 2 more to go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm already. It's too hot where I'm at. I'm almost sweating. Well, perfect start for Rhombus. Guy looks like Devon Butler as well. Interesting overalls as well.
Yeah.
What is this? Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Great race, great comms. We've got 40 Vol viewers, Blazer.
Oh my lord!
The guys, the viewers are coming in. Thank you very much for watching. We've still got 2 more races to go. It's going to get even more crazier. Maybe. I don't know. There goes Rhombus with the win. 25 points for him. Fastest lap for Easton, so 25 points for Rhombus. Obviously, normal F1 points will be the story of the day. Rocket in 2nd. Milan in 3rd. Quaker Oats in 4th. Dano in 5th. Andy Yuskin 6th. Draco 7th. Tedist 8th. McCracken in 9th place. And Pigeon picks up the last point. Unfortunately, we had a DNF for Cornish, and obviously Pilkey. I feel sorry for Pilkey. He would have dropped down a little bit, Blazer, but I think he would have still been top 5.
Yeah. So if we look at there, right, 2 Division 2 drivers, 2 Division 1. How many Division 5s? All 4 finished
4.
in the points.
All 4. It's going to be tough to say who's winning, you know, division-wise at the end of that.
Yeah.
We are going to have a quick break while we sort out a few things. Obviously, Pilkey's got to come back in.
I did just send him an invite.
Okay. Obviously, the benefit is, in terms of these points, in terms of the standings, we've got it anyway because of the championship. You can see next to each driver.
Yeah.
Which also helps. Right, so race number 2 is around Bahrain, as you can see, another 25% race. Now this grid, anything can happen. It's a complete random grid. So we could have a situation, but I hope not, because if it is, one might assume, no offense to anybody else, we could have a situation where we have the Division 1 drivers at the top, all 4 of them. And it could end up being a race of themselves. Or, you know, for example, we could have Rhombus start on pole. And the way he cut through that field, I mean, honestly, unless he really gets messed up or he gets dive bombed into turn 1 and gets some damage, that's for him. Imagine if he starts at the back again and like it's random.
That would be crazy.
Who shall... Do you want to interview someone? Bring someone in?
Let's interview someone.
Pick one. Whoever you want.
Yep. Let's get Rhombus in. Let's get Rhombus in after that performance.
Oh, your funeral. Your funeral if you want to. It's your idea.
Hey,
I'm joking.
My idea is your idea to do the interview.
I said pick someone.
Yeah, I
You pick Rhombus.
Yeah.
Okay. That's if he joins. It's another thing. You're expecting him to join. You have to send him an invite, right?
You're asking me to send him an invite?
You're... Fine, I'll do it.
I'll do it. I'm doing it now.
Okay, you do it. Jeez.
I told you I'm on one tonight.
Oh no. It's the number 44 on my view account now. I'm just going to check something at the moment. I've got my email, the standings as well. Should be updated. Oh, they are! Muddy Biscuit, you are on it today.
Brilliant viewers at the moment.
Ooh, okay.
Grunty,
Interesting.
double dice, spoilers. Lincoln, Division 3 currently lead the division championships in Racer Champions.
Yeah, Lincoln's keeping an eye on that as well for me. Thank you very much, Lincoln.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think Rhombus is joining. Damn you, Rhombus.
So Division 3 is currently on 30 points out of the end of that. Division 1 is on 26. Division 5 is on 24. Division 2 is on 21. And Division 4, they're on 0. Not not a good start for Division 4, I'm
Who
afraid.
should we invite? Because I don't think Rhombus is joining.
It was whether we're going to have time, actually. Let's get, it's going to have to be a quick one now. Let me know when you are ready. We'll invite, I think we've wasted enough time. We're bringing somebody after race 2. It's no problem. I'll just let Muddy Biscuit know we are ready to go. Oh, he's saying we'll go in 30 seconds. Okay.
Okay.
He's already on it. He's already on it.
So, race 2. It is around the secure circuit in the country of Bahrain. It is a lovely. Well, actually, no. It is not a lovely circuit. It is a 15.
It is.
15 corners separate this 3.3 mile track. I absolutely hate this track. In the night sky, it used to be a day race, but it's now changed to a night race. And this time round, kind of similar like the first race, but this time it is a complete random grid. So anybody, it's gonna start from anywhere.
I can't wait.
I can't wait for that.
I can't wait to look at the race direction.
Shadow Moses, subscribe with the Twitch Prime.
Shadow Moses. Imagine actually, right, Blazer, if we look at the race director and it's the exact same grid. Like it goes in division order. That would be weird.
That would be weird. Why did you have to say that?
Or as I said, or we could have like the top 4 F1.
Seriously, Grunty?
Would he be called Captain Brexit? No. Please. No. Why is it so... Honestly, why is it so hot? It's not... Temperature, is it? 16 degrees. It's 16 degrees. Why do I feel like it's 32?
I don't know. What are you asking me?
But
it's bloody 19 degrees where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm expecting a good race around this one. Around Bahrain Blazer, because Bahrain always produces a good league race, no matter what division, no matter what race you do. So...
Yeah,
turn 1's going to be fun.
It kind of does, yeah, but there is also some problems around this track. The most main problems is the auto spin curves, of course, like from turn 2 and then the long right-hand upright. Let's see this grid. So, Eastern starts in
Eastern top. Oh.
And then Eastern and
oh, Rhombus. Rhombus at the bottom again.
No way.
Oh, no. He's 20th. Oh dear. Oh, that is Eastern and Camo front row. Ooh, that's a fun one. Button, Kraken and Tedist. 4 and 5. Quaker Oats, Milan, Luki and Draco as well, just outside the top 10. Yeah, harsh in the chat. Poor Rhombus. It's gonna start 20th. And this is the thing. This is the thing, Blazer. If he's top of the RSC standings at the end of this race,
he'll start last again.
Start last again. To be fair though, I reckon he could actually put his way. Oh yeah, Cornish, right? He had that big crash. He's 17th.
Yeah.
Oh, Cornish, the luck. Muddy Biscuit in 18th. Man. I like random grids.
Primers to punch Shane off again.
Just gave him a love tap. Wait, are they starting next to each other? Where is Shane? Oh, Shane 50. Oh, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 cars in between them. That'll be alright. I like Random Grid Blazer. That was fun.
Yeah.
Strategy's going to be the same. Interesting whether you start medium soft, but pretty much it's pretty much both sets of tires pretty much halfway, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, race number 2. You know what I like? Someone actually pointed out in the members' lounge on Discord, Blazer, how quick the standings were done. Muddy Biscuit, efficient.
Yeah, man.
And Lincoln. I mean, Lincoln's helping out as well.
Kudos to you guys. Right. So, formation lap underway. And starting in P20 once again.
It
is Mr. Dazed Rhombus. Of course, winning last time out in Silverstone. It was on P20. Can he win it here in Bahrain? Who knows? In P19 is Mr. Fishsticks in the yellow car. P18 is Muddy Biscuit in the blue and white car. In P17 it is the yellow multicoloured car of XRL Cornish. Then you have Dano132 in P16. Mr. Shane in the looking like an Aston Martin green in P15.
What is that blue stripe right down the middle?
I don't know.
What? Yeah, okay.
Mr. Pidgemunch starting in P14 with Andy Yuskin in P13. Then you got CSR Draco in P12 with Lukey 1210 in P11. Musical Rocket will start in P10 with Primus Gaming in P9. Joe Pilkey will start in P8. FFR Milan in P7. Quaker Oats in P6. And then Division 5 drivers Ted First and McCracken in 5th and 4th. RSF1 Button in P3. Mr. Camo in P2. And Eastern, I don't know what you're doing.
He's exploring.
Start in pole position.
Okay, 16th downwards medium tyres, 7th down to 13th also mediums. Softs for Button is an interesting one behind the top 2, as is Tedis and Quaker Oats. See if they can make some moves. Should be an interesting one. The very first thing, Blazer, I want out of this race, I want Division 4 to score a point. I kind of feel sorry that the rest are on like 20 and they're on nothing. It's just the way that first race went, I guess.
Yeah.
Can Rhombus do it again, Blazer? Can he go from the rear of the field to the front? It's a very different track.
Rhombus just had a little spin.
Okay, so it might not happen. It's a very different track, this, isn't it? He's got to keep calm. Did it very well in the first race. Can he do it again this one? I hope turn 1 isn't going to be as manic as... Not that I expect, but I'm almost... wouldn't be too surprised if it is.
Yeah.
Be impressed if it... Be very impressed if it isn't.
Yeah, definitely. And... Fish sticks, this time, don't jump the start.
Yeah, I know. I love just like seeing like a little yellow car just dart their way through. Alright, here we go. For race number 2 in the Race of Champions, 14 laps ahead of us in the Bahrain Grand Prix under the floodlights. We are waiting for the lights to be set. There we go. And 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights on, away we go. It's not a jump start from Fish Sticks. He got it right this time. Camo's got a great start ahead of Easton. He's going to lead into turn 1 as they head down to turn 1. Please keep each other clean. There's a red car, there's a green car all up on the inside.
Oh,
Easton gives Camo a little bit of a tap.
Spun. The yellow car and the black
dear.
car is into each other. That's Button and McCracken.
Oh no. Dano involved as well. In fact, Andy Yuskin
involved. Oh my god, there's carnage.
Oh, what is going on back?
The Cornish.
Oh jeez.
Oh my.
Oh,
what
geez.
is happening?
Things have happened. Oh yeah, no safety car. I was expecting a safety car. Oh wow, F5. and F4 drivers all caught up in that. But Camo's taking the lead ahead of... Can you piece together what happened there, Blazer? Because that just... Cars everywhere.
I can't piece what happened, but what a great start for Rhombus. He's up into the 13th already.
Oh, you're doing it again. Oh, he must have stayed out of trouble somehow in all of that.
Yeah, he did.
Easton's all over the back of Camo. Ted is still up there in third, keeping an eye on these two, who are... Yeah, here's Camo. You're not meant to be weaving that much. Bit of aggressive weave from Camo, just allowing Tennis to move in. Tennis with the lunge. Don't get involved, Tennis.
Like, I don't
know what's going on with these two. Right up against the wall. They almost hit the pit lane boards.
Do not Schumacher and back calorie.
Milan looking up the inside of Tennis as well. Easton locks up, takes the lead off of Camo. It's all kicking off.
Milan and Tennis. No, side by side.
Timing pages, please sort yourself out. Rocket's up to with these leaders as well. You've got a big train going back, but Easton takes back the lead after a little love fest with Camo, who straight lines the chicane. I know you get used to track limits, Camo, but that was ridiculous.
Yeah. Joe Pilkey
Rocket.
and Pigeon Munch is trying to go at it. Oh, a little punt there from Primus. Quake Rose from Primus.
Rocket just ran round the outside of that double left-hander.
You're brave. No flags.
Very brave.
Fish sticks.
Yeah. F4 facing a horrible bad luck at the moment. Corners, wrist sticks, button all at the back.
Camo.
What is Camo doing? I don't know. Oh my word.
Camo, have you been drinking?
Probably. Here goes Milan though. Got a nice little slipstream on... Where's my thing? There's my thing. Plenty of ARS. Camo's going to hold it off a little bit though. Milan dives around the outside.
Around the outside from Milan. Switches to the inside. Lovely stuff.
Nice move. Camo might retaliate back.
Pigeon just got past Smokey.
Oh, Primus with a big lunge.
Ooh, wow.
Sorry,
What is
Primus with a big lunge
happening
on Tennis.
Oh! Got it there from Quake Rose and Tennis.
Good pass from Primus to the inside of turn 4. Is Quake Rose looking to lunge on the inside of Tennis.
Pigeon Munch is trying to go in between them.
Quake Rose from the outside of turn 4 has to back out of it. Not as brave as Rocket, but in comes Pilkey, who's trying to move his car in.
What? Nice.
Absolute mental side by side. Pilkey and Quaker Oats. Runnable with Draco's watching all of them. Again, it's the train. It's the Tennis train again.
It is the Tennis train again.
He keeps doing it. Meanwhile, Easton's clearing off at the front.
Looks like Shane and Lukey had a little contact there, but looks like got away with it. Punish for the time penalty.
Look back. Yeah.
And here comes Rhombus. Shane into the pits already.
Pigeon Munch moving down the outside of Tennis just before turn 1, using a bit of DRS and ERS, and
Jacko's trying to go around the outside of Quaker Oats, which switches to the inside of turn 2. No.
Mental. Already on lap 4.
Pigeon Munch trying to go around the outside of turn 4. Ooh, contact between Pigeon Munch and Primus.
Let it go, Primus. Oh, Jesus.
Ooh.
Very wide. Oh, Tennis hitting the back of Primus as well. A little bit of wing damage for Tennis. It's a little bit of argy-bargy in this race.
A bit of argy-bargy. Could you imagine if this was Monaco?
Argy-bargy, onion-bargy.
On your body!
I know we're the fastest of that. Rocket all over the back of Camo now.
First now. For P9.
Why do you look for the battles? They're ridiculous.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Easton's got a 2.5-second lead at the moment.
Lukey. On Tedest. He's now ahead. Rombo's at the moment just buying his time. He's staying close to the guys ahead, but he doesn't want to get too close just in case there's going to be a collision, and Ted First is into the pits.
Oh! Quake creates some Primus rubbing tyres. F4 drive... Not F4 drivers, it's an F4 driver gets an F3. Quake creates giving Primus a bit of a squeeze, and Primus drops back to 8th place. Rhombus is steadily moving forward, Blazer, but he's not making as much progress as he did in the first race, of course. No. Different track and all. So who's stopped now? Yeah, it's the bottom four. Shane, Tedis, Button and Dano. Fortunately, all got caught up in... I'm just going to say shenanigans at the start.
Yeah. Pretty much every F5 and F4 driver got caught up in that start shenanigan.
Shenanigan. It's a difficult word to say, isn't it?
Shenanigan!
In terms of position gains, Pigeon's up 9, Rocket up 6, Rhombus up 9.
Rhombus very far off the track.
Rocket's got a run on Camo here as Pigeon darts into the pits on his soft tyres, but Rocket's got
Primus
DRS.
Darts into the pits.
Camo moving across, half defending Rocket. Rocket's like, I'm still on the inside, mate, over the curb. F3 drivers battled all season and they're still doing it. Rocket still there. Going to be on the inside for turn 4. They both have DRS from Milan. One of them's going to have to back out before turn 5 and 6, and they're not doing so. Bit of a sideways moment. Camo just edges ahead. Maybe working in the same division, but they both want that podium. And Easton looking quite comfortable at the front at the moment, although he's not extending the gap. So any mistake, these guys are going to punish him for it.
Well, the gap just went from 2.4 now up to 2.8. So that just gained about 4 tenths there. Easton did.
Pigeon Punch, meantime, got out just ahead of Joe Pilkey. They're the highest of those that stopped. Shane's actually not that far away from them, despite his troubles.
Yep.
Rocket inside a turn, last corner. Camo backing off a little bit. Maybe trying to get DRS from him. Was that tactical, maybe? No, because Rocket into the pits.
So is Quaker Oats into the pits as well.
See where they come out in relation to now Joe Pilkey's got by Pigeon Munch. Where are the green cars? Pilkey's going to go overtake them. Pigeon Munch might as well. In fact, Rocket and Pigeon Munch going to be side by side. Rocket on the inside. He's on the soft tyre. He's got slightly better grip, but Pigeon just edges out in front. Rocket's not going to back down, though. Looking for the outside move in turn 4. Big locker for Pigeon Munch. Rocket on this switchback. This is going to be a very, very brave move. But it's Rocket. He's not going to back out of it. Edges in front. They go through side by side. And Rocket just makes it through. What a move.
Yeah, definitely great stuff there for Musical Rocket now. He's with those fresh softs after pitting there. Putting himself ahead of Pigeon Munch. Only just. Now he's got to keep his head down, focus, and gain on the cars ahead.
That was great between the pair of them, wasn't it? Pigeon and Rocket. You very rarely see drivers go through turn 5 and 6 in Bahrain. Done it absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, definitely. Milan is into the pits, so is Camo. So is Lukey. And so is Rhombus.
Right, so Milan was ahead of Rocket, wasn't he? So Milan will be crucial in where he comes out in this. Joe Pilkey looks pretty good in this race at the moment. Fastest lap to boot as well, and here come the rest of the drivers joining. And Rocket and Milan. Milan's just going to come out just
Rocket's
behind
ahead.
Pigeon Munch. Rocket's in the net second by the looks of this.
Yep.
And he got a third in race 1, so he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good start at the moment from him there. Ace Rhombus came out, he appeared in 6th place, and he comes out just ahead of Primus in 12th.
Land all over the back of Pigeon Munch, gives him a tap, a bit more of a tap, a bit of a headbutt pass actually from Milan. That was a little bit crude. Pigeon Munch won't like that at all, and Camo's going to capitalise from this as well. I don't think that was malicious, I think that's just a missed time of brakes, but either way, he's not waiting up, so read what you will from that.
Yeah, definitely. And our race leader, Easton, is in, and so is Draco. So where's Musical Rocket? He's going down the straight. Going into the final corner.
I think they're going to be... Weaston, I think, should retain the lead. And he does. Draco's going to drop just with Lukey and Shane in a little battle here. Oh, Draco just moves alongside Shane and retains that 9th place.
Yeah, and a very bit of argy-bargy there, but now he's ahead. Draco and, not Draco. Cornish and Muddy Biscuit having a little battle there, but Cornish retained, gets ahead of Muddy Biscuit. Starts to pull the gut. As we see Rhombus is now closing to the back of RSF1 Shane.
Right, so everyone has stopped. So Easton in the lead, just ahead of Joe Pilkey. Rocket is still there in 3rd, with Milan chasing him down. Camo's in 5th, doing a reasonable job, with Pigeon in 6th. Quaker 7th, yep, yellow flags, and that's Dano at the back, who's having a troublesome race. And you've got Lukey and Draco, Shane in 10th. Once again, sorry to see and even hear this, Blazer, but F4 currently again on no points.
Yeah. It's hard to see that in the moment, but it happens.
Rocket Milan, sorry, through turn 2, Milan edges by Rocket, but Rocket's not going to sit back and take it, going back running outside of turn 4.
As that happens as well,
Edging.
Lukey has just got past Quaker Oats, and now Draco has just got past Quaker Oats. Rhombus has just got past Shane, but Shane's going to go for the switchback. No, couldn't get the traction. The Quaker Oats, Rhombus is now ahead of Shane. Shane drops out of the points.
And Mr. Rocket is just edged by Milan as well. Looked like an unconventional corner. I've got Lukey and Draco battling as well. Yes, as it currently stands, no points for F5 and F4 in this race. All of them outside the points, but it will just keep things interesting though, because they will start towards the front in the final race.
Yeah. That will happen, of course. It just depends who will finish it where. Milan, on the other hand, on the back of Quaker Musical Rocket. Side by side, and Milan is ahead. He's got Rocket with a DRS. He gets back ahead, but Milan's not giving up. Forces the
Oh,
Division 3 driver wide on the exit and stays ahead.
this is a real big tussle, isn't it?
Yeah,
Milan getting
definitely.
back ahead, then Rocket. Good stuff. Also got Lukey and Draco. Still there. Easton has got 5-second lead and looking very strong for this at the moment.
Yeah, he does.
Don't think he scored any points in the first race, did he? So.
No.
So it was a move, isn't it? Yeah, this is good for Easton and Pilkey because I don't think either scored any points. Apparently he's also got the fastest lap, so yeah, he's has he? Oh yeah, by miles. By miles actually, he's in the 26s. And nobody else is, by the looks of it. Lukey on the back of Pigeon Munch. And soft tyres giving that a little bit extra grip with the DRS. Moves round the outside before turn 1 and into 6th place now.
This is the Musical Rocket. Got back
Again.
past Milan. Slight contact.
These two still going at it. Rocket though does have a penalty. A very unfortunate penalty at the edge of turn 4 because he was just trying to give room to Milan with the manoeuvre, but that's going to hamper him in this battle. Still fighting tooth and nail for it.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think this is literally going to. This battle's going to go to the end right here. It's
Draco moves by Pigeon Munch.
Romber's
Looks to me in
ever
this-
so slightly struggling to catch up to Quaker Oats for P9.
Yeah, I was saying how because it obviously cut through the field in the first race around Silverstone, but as I was mentioning going into this race is a completely different track altogether. It's going to be more difficult to move by as Lukey is closed
Milan.
right up on Cam.
On
Milan
Quaker
again.
Oats, Musical Rocket. I mean,
Bye.
oh, they're really going at it.
Oh, contact.
Oh,
no,
it was just a matter of time.
He was still there, Rocket. Oh, nearly gets collected by Quaker Oats. That's a shame it's ended that way, but as you said, Blazer, they were getting very rough between each other. I think it was going to be inevitable that something like that was going to happen.
Yeah, it was just a matter of time when something like that's going to happen, and it just did. And it's going to cost Pigeon Munch quite a lot.
My initial assessment on that is that Milan was still there. He wasn't going to disappear.
No.
But you could go two ways. I mean, the chat's completely disagreeing with me, so that's a debatable one. But it's a shame it's ended that way because that was a good battle until then.
Yeah, it was.
A little bit train coming up here. Milan, Lukey, Camo, Draco, and Pigeon Munch.
Draco.
F2 are doing what? F2
On
are doing well
Camo.
out of this, aren't they?
And Draco is ahead of Camo. And now F2 has got drivers in 3rd, 4th and 5th.
Very nice. The only problem is they're very close to one another, Blazer. If they don't trip over each other. Look at them all on the line. Meanwhile, Easton 7 seconds ahead. He's just completely extended his lead ever since he's had it.
Yeah.
I
And this
think
is the
Bahrain
final lap.
I think Bahrain is an actual specialty, I think.
Yeah. Did we even have to look at the penalties?
Yeah, let's put them up now. 3 for Camo, 3 for Rocket, and then 3 for Kraken, 6 for Cornish, 3 for Andy, and 3 for
down
Button.
into P10.
Meanwhile, it's going to be a Division 1 driver winning again, but this time it's going to be RSF1 Eastern, who pretty much kickstarts his ROC from fresh spin, almost spins it across the line. A great victory from him by 8.6 seconds. Pilkey, redemption in race 1, gets a second in race 2. And then you got the line of F2 cars. Milan from Lukey from Draco. Camo's going to drop out, so Pigeon goes to 6th as Camo spins across the line. Breaker 8th, Rocket. No, Rocket goes to 10th. Rhombus up to 9th. That could be crucial. Breaker 8 ends up in 8th.
Shane 11th, Primus 12th, McCracken 13th, Muddy Biscuit in 14th, Cornish 15th, Tedis in 16th, Fish Sticks 17th, yeah, Andy in 18th, 19th is Spartan, Dano just coming towards the line shortly.
Rough
B20
race for F4 and F5.
Yep, but once again, 2 races in a row, no points for Division 4.
They have to score points in the last race. They're starting near the front. So, wow. I've literally just thought of one issue we might have. Although no, people won't kick off because there's going to be a few drivers on 0 points. How do you sort them out? Who starts pole? Actually, no. The game will do it, won't it? After that race.
Yeah. As soon as we get to the menu, it'll show everybody where. Yeah.
What is it with F1 drivers and putting on garish uniforms? Honestly, I'm not judging, but my eyes cannot cope.
So Eastern wins, gets 25, gets the fast lap, so he maximises with 26 points there.
26. And Rhombus picked up 2, so he'll be on 27. The point between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Who should we invite? Your turn. Your turn to pick.
I want Primus.
You want Primus?
Yeah, because obviously something we do need to mention. Obviously, we don't know at this point whether people are returning or not. But one person that is confirmed to not return, at least for a while, is taking a break and doing a few other things, is Primus. So this basically is this next race is going to be his last one for a while. So I want to have a few words with him. Cornish wants to pay someone for some luck.
Yeah. Here he is.
He's had horrible luck in this race.
Yes, definitely.
These few races, but just the way it goes, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Primus, make sure your audio has been included, but
I have included it.
Sweet.
Okay.
You want to start things off?
Yes. Well, how's it going so far? It's been hectic from our end.
It has been really hectic. We expected this with mixing the 5 divisions. It will be very hairy. But yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a dodgy first start because we looked like we was doing really good, but Button had not gotten the memo that was playing the team game, unfortunately, because he braked really heavy, and unfortunately Cornish was far behind. He didn't expect to suddenly see the gap break, and there was Button. So unfortunately, I think Cornish is one of our aces as well because he's a champion, and both races we've lost our ace. So it's been a little bit of a struggle for Division 4. No points at all. So
No.
He'll be like, hello, in the back. Yeah, it's been a bit of a tricky one, but it's actually quite fun battling out with the higher divisions. Obviously, never really got to race with them on track unless it's for practice. So Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Austria, I think.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, all 4 of you guys are going to be starting at the front.
Hey, Division 4 at the
Yeah.
front, but I don't think that's going to last.
Yeah.
We got freaking Eastern and Rhombus like behind us. Like all I'm just going to do is on the start I'm just going to savor that moment of being in front because it's not going to bloody last. It's not going to last.
I don't think.
That's what happens. That's what happened to me, like in Bahrain on those straights when people were just passing me, like Clarkson, like edging backwards and forwards in his car, hoping it'll go faster. Yeah, that was me. I'm like, come on.
Now, obviously, I brought you in specifically because this race we're about to have is going to be your last in RSF1 for a while. You have said you may return, obviously, in some fashion, obviously in the comms box as well, potentially, and the door is always open. But how are you feeling before this last race?
Right. Well, before the final race, it's been a hell of a. Well, even before the race of champions, it's been a hell of a season. I feel good. I don't feel any like real added nerves. I know obviously this is my last proper race with these lads. F1 2020. I'm just hoping to do my best. Get out there, have some fun, try and score some points, even though it's not going to probably bloody happen. But still, I've had a good time so far, and let's make this last one like a good one. But before we get going and I leave the party, obviously, loads of people in this lobby, like Shane, my former boss in Racing Point, McCracken, championship rival. So many people. Well, back in season 1, obviously, Cornish being my teammate. I have to shout out to Easton. Just dropped in last minute. And he showed us up in Bahrain. It's not good.
He did.
He literally just got in, looked at us up, and then just passed us all, and we were all just like snails. But I'm having a good time. I'm gonna miss these lot, at least for the time I'm away, and I'm gonna miss the comms as well. It's been my routine for 2 years now. So I just got to get used to having a little bit of rest, and then maybe if I want to come back early, hopefully that offer on the open door is, always there.
Yes, most certainly. Anything from you, Blazer?
No, nothing. It's just go out there, drive your heart out, and pretty much after tonight, you will surely be missed in RSF1.
You make it sound like I'm going to die on the track. He will be missed. You'll be having my eulogy when I just go, we're about to start the first one. Here we remember Primus Gaming.
Yeah. Nah, but as you're saying, you've been here since season 1. Of course, I've been here since season 1. Me and you've been in the same division for the first 2 seasons, and we had so many great battles here and there. And
remember Australia? I think it was season 2.
Remember
Australia? Oh, Italy, yeah, that was.
Italy.
Oh yeah, was that the double overtake on Junior?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I love
commentating that. Junior just literally was like a little lone target in the middle of the track, and we both just suddenly edge both sides around him and battled to turn 1. Now, I tell you what, I was fighting for 1 point, but I was, that was fun.
Oh yeah, that was surely fun. All I was gonna say is, if I do decide to stay for 1 more season as a driver, if I do become in Division 4, it's not going to be the same without you racing in Division 4 with you. I love having our little banter battles.
Yeah, those are some good times. And Division 4 has literally been, as you said, it's been my little home for God knows how long now. And same with comms. When you get used to something, like it's always been my life for ages. You know, I had support when I lost my dad, when I lost my nan. You know, been a crazy, crazy time from start to finish, and you know, I will come back someday.
All right, I'll leave you to get prepared because we're just starting to get going. But yeah, have a good race, Primus, and all the best to you.
I'm scared.
Have a good one.
You're starting 4th. You'll be fine.
I'll start 4th, but I'll be in the wall. Anyways,
Please don't.
enjoy, lads.
See you there, bud.
All right.
There you have it.
Now, there were a couple of people in the chat saying, why did I invite Primus? Well, it's his last race in RSF1 for a while, and I appreciate the work that he has done. So, yeah, that's all on that. I don't know if you guys obviously mentioned in the lobby as well. Currently, Milan is leading this by 3 points over Rhombus and an Eastern in 3rd place. I'm just going to bring up the standings now while we have time to wait for this 3rd and final race, which is a reverse current ROC standings. So standings at the moment is Milan top on 30 points, 2nd is Rhombus on 27, 3rd is Eastern on 26, then it's Rocket on 19, followed by Pilkey on 18.
Damn it!
Quaker Oats and Draco on 16. 12 points for Lukey, 10 for Dano, 9 for Pigeon Munch, 8 for Andy Yuskin, 6 for Camo, 4 for Tedist, and 2 for McCracken. Currently, Division 1 are leading the division champions. And they're, or the division, I guess, teams championship, if you like. They're on 80 points. 58 for Division 2. Division 3 is 3rd on 41. Division 5 is on 24. And everyone is the neutrals are rooting for Division 4. Please score at least a point. They have to, shouldn't they?
They should.
They got 4 drivers at the top in this race.
Yeah, they do, and hopefully they will score points tonight. It will be good to see it.
Alright, so starting on the pole is going to be Fish Sticks, followed by Cornish, Button, and Primus. Money Biscuit and Shane, and then McCracken. All 7 have yet to score points. They've had horrible luck. Obviously, Cornish had that big crash in Silverstone and then got caught up in
A big cluster.
that whatever that was, basically.
Shenanigans!
Yeah. Be interesting to see, obviously, Rhombus, 20th, 20th, and 19th. That's been his grid positions in these races. I mean, he did well in that first race to cut through, but we saw in Bahrain, he found it a bit tricky to make it through the grid in that one. Can he do it this one? It's a short track, though, isn't it, Blazer? So, around Austria, there's not a lot of corners he can.
No, there's not. The only pretty much like the best place to overtake is turn 1, turn 3, and turn 4. Mainly.
Yep.
Maybe turn 5, turn 5 and 6 if you're lucky enough, but that's if you're going to be brave.
Top 3 will bring in once the points are all sorted, as long as they're all still around. I'd imagine they are. I'm just going to put in.
And we're ready. Luki is ready up.
Okay.
So the weather down tonight, and it is the Austrian Grand Prix. The hills are alive by the sound of Formula 1 engines.
Yeah, 20,000 horsepower.
V6 hybrids.
Yay!
Yay!
Hybrids. Bring back the V10s.
Bring back the V10s.
Oh, look at the shades of yellow.
Look at the shades of yellow.
Come on.
Big time!
All right, take us through.
In P20, it is our ROC championship leader, FFR Milan. In P19, starting pretty much near the back of the grid, once again is Mr. Dave's Rhombus. RSF1 Eastern will start in P18, with Musical Rocket in P17 for Division 3. And then you got Joe Pilkey in P16. Breakroads will be in P15 with CSR Draco and Lukey for Division 2 in 14th and 13th. For the highest Division 5 driver there is Dano in P12 with Pigeon Munch in P11. Andy Uskin will start in P10 with Camo in P9. Tedis will start in P8 with McCracken in P7. Apparently he disconnected. He's got an X across his name. Then you got
think he's able to join back, but we'll see on that one.
RSF and Shane will start in P6 with Muddy Biscuit in P5. They got disqualified during the formation app. Oh dear.
They had contact, obviously.
Yep. And then you got your Road of Division for drivers. Please score points, lads. Mr. Primus Gaming will start in P4 with R7 and Barton in P3. Division 4 champion XIL Cornish will start in second. And starting pole position is Fishsticks 957.
We can tell that Fishsticks was a late entrant. It's just a yellow car. That's it.
Yep.
Short run down to turn 1. Then it obviously got up the hill to turn 3. Hopefully we can have one final race without no issues, no problems. It's been, apart from obviously the big crash in the last race, relatively good spirits overall, I think. Obviously you had that thing with Rocket and Milan, but this is all just for fun. There's one last race. One more race, Blazer, on this game. Then I can install it. Uninstall it. That's what I meant to say. Alright, let's hope we can have the lights be shown as well. Come on, one final race, Go Masters, do it. Yay! 3, 4, 5 red lights for the final time. Lights out of the way we go as they all come off from the line.
Kraken had a really good start there, but he had to yield a bit.
Look at the green! Look at the bright green of Camera, I think that is, up into 5th place.
Yep.
And trying to ease forward, all clean through turn 1 as they run up down the hill. Camo's on the outside of Button, already trying to mix it in with the F4 drivers as Primus lunges up the inside of Fishsticks. Camo gives a bit of a tap as all cluster into turn 3.
Oh, a big cluster at the back there between Eastern, Dano, Rocket and Milan. Milan is stay at the back. Rhombus is up into P13. Making his way through. McCracken. Make that P11.
Come down, Muddy Biscuit going side by side as well.
Rhombus can hold this. It's P11 from the start. He gained 8 positions already.
Fantastic start for Rhombus. He's right with his championship leader as Camo just keeps giving Fishsticks a little bit of headbutts. For the final 2 corners, got a good Muddy Biscuit a bit of a run.
Rhombus on Joe Pilkey already. Rhombus already gets a time penalty.
Oh!
Ooh,
oh, no, never mind.
That's Camo.
Never mind. Yeah, I thought he was spinning off into the infield. He's got Button, has got past him.
Oh, we got your flags! Rhombus!
Oh!
Rhombus!
Whoa! What's happened?
Rhombus
and Andy Uskin.
And Joe Pilkey. All big collision.
What on earth happened there?
Rhombus is definitely not happy. I think he's not happy with Andy Uskin. You can see there. He's ramming into Andy Uskin.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother watching the rest of that. Well, that is going to cripple Rhombus's chances. As Muddy Biscuit's got a huge run on Fishsticks into the final 2 corners. Rub at the inside of the penultimate corner, nicely done. Into 3rd place. Meanwhile, Cornish Dropping away at the front, actually. 2 seconds ahead of Primus. Getting a bit of a gap.
Yep. Vigiman's just all over the back of RSF and Button at the moment. Here comes Fishsticks on Muddy Biscuit. Nothing just yet.
Muddy is on the soft tyres. He does need to make a few positions before he pits. Obviously, apologies for what happened there. I'm sure it was nothing malicious, as Pigeon just eases by Button into 5th place. But that is... wow, that's completely... Rhombus is going to be difficult to get any points out of this, and that's going to ruin his chances of ROC. So at the moment, Easton looking good in P9 at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. He's right on the back of Lukey. And Rhombus has now been lapped from off the grid.
Yeah, sure, it all just got very close. This Tennis with a massive lunge on Quaker Race. Where's the brakes, Tennis? Wow, from nowhere, as Lukey's got a massive run on... oh no, that's Rhombus. Never mind.
Musical Rocket
Rhombus
has got back past Tennis.
Oh, it's another train again. What's this all... why is it always a train from like bottom end of top 10 to about just outside
It's
of
a
it?
fish stick train.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
now a
that's
Pigeon
going on,
Munch
isn't it?
train. Actually, kind of.
Didn't it
It's
used to
a
be a
Button train.
Didn't it used to be a tennis train?
Yes, it was. But Tennis is down in 12th.
Actually, this is a Pigeon Munch train. It's all the way back to... that's 4th to 14th. What?
Yeah.
Oh, with a rogue Rhombus in the middle of it. It was
Yeah.
a lap down, and yeah, getting blue flags aplenty. As Reiko looking on the back of Button. Oh, Rhombus has let everyone go through. Real shame for Rhombus. As Draco with a good run on Button inside of turn 3 into 6th place, splits. Couple of F4 drivers dropping back, Fishsticks and Button, but the good thing for F4, Cornish leading by 3 seconds, he's got a buffer of Primus. Well, he did, because Muddy Biscuit's now to 2nd.
Yep. Pigeon Munch is the next driver.
Pigeon Munch has got a couple of seconds gap though to catch back up. And then once again you got the train of these multicoloured cars all through the middle sector.
Primus with another 3-second time penalty.
That's Dano retiring. What a shame for Dano and the Emma Kraken. They had such a good start in Silverstone Blazer. It's just all wrong place at the wrong time for all the Division 5 drivers.
And now Draco's got past Fishsticks just before turn 3. Oh, we're seeing Lukey, Easton and Button going at it.
Button just got absolutely
smothered.
I don't know what. And again, from a Rocket as well. He's lost 4 positions in one corner.
Pretty much.
He had damage and all that. No, he's alright.
No
Rob,
damage on
what's
Button.
that? Easton, Lukey! Easton just easing by Lukey past turn 5. He's looking very good. I mean, his closest rival, I think, is Milan.
Oh, Musical Rocket had a little moment, but the looks of it, he's now dropped all the way down into 12th.
Yeah.
Lukey into the pits.
Yeah, slow it all down. All good.
There's Milan and Rocket.
Bit of a wing change for Lukey. So Rocket could actually jump the pair of them, and he has, because both of the F2 drivers had to do a wing change. I've just checked Cornish's penalties. He's got 6 seconds, so has Primus. Already. We're on lap 7 out of 18.
Yeah, and Cornish got a 2.6 lead to Muddy Biscuit.
Cornish, in fact, leads as well. Draco.
Oh, he's still
Save
going.
it. No. Oh, what a...
Oh no.
I was going to say what a save, and then... Oops. Words? I don't know.
What the hell was that?
Oh, Easton and Fish Sticks. Fish Sticks just realising that Easton is there, and Easton moves into second. Yet to pit, though. I think... As Fish Sticks having a go, but I think what happened, Blazer, is... He was off onto the... Obviously onto the Astro... Whatever coloured tarmac on the end. Came back on track, right where there's a bump and a bit of grass, and that just spun him into the wall.
Yeah.
Pigeon and Primus. Primus just trying to hold on, but Pigeon going right on the outside, flying right on the outside, excuse the pun. Trying it again. There they are. And Pigeon, nice move through 2 corners, right on the outside of both of them. Muddy and Fish Sticks pit.
Muddy Biscuit jumps Pigeon and Primus.
So that leaves Quaker Oats and East in the pit. At the moment, Cornish is in the net leaders. Primus is having to go back at Primus. Primus having to go back at Pigeon, I meant. Lunge. And he's gonna hold it off, yeah.
He got the DRS.
Lovely stuff. That's what you want to see.
Go on, Primus!
Yeah. Luke, he's just edging by Tedist, still in this huge train of battle with a Pigeon and... Oh no, Primus is off! No!
Oh, Primus.
Off on the infield. I don't know whether we got caught in the curve, maybe. Oh, what's going on? Oh no!
That's Fish Sticks.
Oh, Fish Sticks. And collected Primus. Oh, that's not what you want to see. Oh. That is the worst turn of events and luck I've ever seen.
Dennis retires in the pits.
Yeah, pulls off a great move on Pigeon, and in the same lap then spun off in the infield and then gets caught up. I don't think, again, that was similar to Draco Blazer, just got caught on the grass and nothing Primus or Fish Sticks could do.
Yeah. Camo and
not what you want to see.
Into 6.
Nice move from Lukey, edges by Camo.
Lukey holds off Camo in a moment. Camo wants to overtake.
Oh yeah. There's the luck of F4. I know one is leading and quite comfortably leading actually, but that was F4 on F4. Fish Sticks and Primus. And retiring as well. Ugh. Words cannot describe that, really, Blazer. Really unfortunate.
Really can't.
Yeah. No points for a 5 either. Tedis, Dano, Andy and McCracken. As I said, they had such a good race in Silverstone, it's just all unravelled. Pigeon with a time penalties. He's tried to get by Muddy Biscuit.
Milan's all over the back of Shane. P7. Easton's all over the back of Pigeon.
Yeah. Pigeon have damage. Apparently he does have damage. No he doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No. Comes Muddy. Defending on the inside of Pigeon. Easton's trying to place his car somewhere. Trying to get a good exit. Not good enough, but all running
Here
goes to
comes
tail.
Easton as well. Don't you dare! Don't you! Oh my lord!
Ooh. Pigeon and Muddy running side by side. Easton places his car running outside on the kick of grass. Muddy just holds him off, but Pigeon is into second place. There's my table. Need to have a look at the table currently, because I know Milan was close to Easton. Was Pigeon close to him? I'm not sure. Pigeon was only on 9 points as Easton gets a good run out of turn 1, but don't think it's going to be enough. Move alongside, trying to go running outside. Nice little switch back. Muddy just gives him the room. Again, no Muddy
Really
just about
going
holding
at
off
it,
Easton.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
What a battle, and I think Easton's just going to hold it, but no, Muddy's still there.
Muddy's still trying to hold it in, but Easton is now eventually ahead.
Yeah, so Rhombus is obviously out of it at the moment. Easton doing well in third, and he's penalty free. Just got by Muddy, so he's down to third. Milan was ahead of him by 4 points, but Milan is currently down in 7th. As Cornish picks up another time penalty, he's on 9 seconds. And that might have cost him the win, Blazer.
Yeah, it cost him the win, but he was still, looks like, able to get a point though. Get some points for Division 5. Division 4,
Yeah,
I mean.
I think he still might end up being the podium, but
He's actually still opening that gap to Pigeon Munch. The gap is going up ever so slightly.
it's on 8.7, and
7.76.
Pigeon Munch has got 3, but it is currently exactly 9 seconds to Easton, and Easton's penalty free, so Easton could actually end up winning this race.
Yeah.
And that would win him the driver's standings in ROC. Of course, he was a late entrant into this, replacing someone. I don't know who he replaced. Corey Marshall, I would believe.
I think so.
As the ease is by Pigeon Munch into second, and he's currently, I think, if he's able to catch Cornish a little bit, as long as he doesn't get a penalty, he's all looking good.
Yeah.
Who else was closer? Musical Rocket's scoring good. Quaker Oats is scoring good. He might end up in a top 3 finish at the end of all this. Also, I think it's safe to say F1 are doing enough to win the overall divisions.
Yeah, they are.
The F3 won't be far behind them. I know it was F2 close, but F2 could be quite close for the Division 1s, actually. I think F1 would just edge it.
None of my Division 1 has got only 3 drivers in the points. Second, third, and 10th.
I know Pilkey will be out of it, and Pilkey's pitting. So they're only going to have 2. And F2 have 3.
Of course, Div 2's got 3 of Muddy Biscuit, Milan, Lukey. Division 3's got Shane, Rocket, and Quakers in the points.
Mm-hmm.
You got RSF from Barton in 10th for Division 4 with Cornish leading. And that lead is dropping. It is now 7.9. Eastern is flying.
Yep. Think Cornish might hang on to a third place.
You sure about that? Because Pidgeot's just got a time penalty.
Oh, might get second actually. As long as he doesn't get another one, he's got a lap and a bit to go. Got 7.5, so yeah, might get. He's got third at least, I think, because he's got more than enough of Muddy. He's 11 seconds ahead of Muddy Biscuit. I think he's going to end up getting third, which will be. At least F4 will get something.
He'll get second. Cornish will get second because Cornish is on 9 seconds. Pidgeot is on 6 seconds of time penalty.
And the gap is 8 without it. Yeah, so he would.
So even if
second.
Pidgeot didn't get that time penalty, at the moment Cornish would still be likely to finish second.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I don't want Cornish to do it, Cornish could actually, at this rate, get away getting another time penalty. Over start the final lap.
I wouldn't suggest getting another one.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest it, but I'm just saying you can get away with it if he does get another one.
There's a battle brewing here for the final lap, and that's Quakeroach. He's got a good run on Muddy Biscuit in the exit of turn 1. Soft tyres as well. He's going to have a little bit of an extra grip. Muddy Biscuit moves just across to defend it. Can Quakeroach get the good exit out of turn 3? He does. Going to have to go be an outside move round turn 4. And I think he might just have it. Muddy Biscuit's not going to let this go easy. Camo with another penalty. He's on 15 seconds. As Quakeroach gets by Muddy Biscuit. Nice move.
Go on board with Cornish as he's going to goes around the penultimate corner. He's got one corner to go. It's going to be Cornish. Wins here in Austria for ROC. But it will be Eastern on track, winning due to penalties. Cornish will finish second with Pidgeot's third. Quakeroach will finish third.
No, Quaker to third.
Quakeroach will
That
finish
move on
third
Muddy was
with
crucial.
Muddy Biscuit, and Muddy Biscuit into fourth. Pidgeot fifth. Musical Rocket sixth. Milan seventh. Shane into 8th. Lukey 9th. It looks like he's out of fuel. Button in 10th. Here comes Joe Pilkey. Round the final corner. Joe Pilkey will finish in 11th with Camo in P12.
With 15 seconds of penalties.
Fishsticks will finish 13th. And it looks like Roberts is out of fuel. Oh no, you're just getting a legal block in there.
Because he's still.
Yeah, he's out of fuel.
The camera doing a little. Doing a little 2x2.
No, he's not out of fuel.
Yeah. What do you think overall? I mean, it had its.
It had its down a couple of times, but there was some great battling.
Oh, they're doing donuts.
Yep, Robert's just doing donuts. And that's the way to seal off season 4.
Well, Masso is. Wait,
Come
what?
on, try to T-bone Rhombus.
I think it worked.
Nope.
What's going on?
Whee!
Cloud of smoke. Well, Massa's. RSF from Massa's put something in the chat, which I do appreciate, Massa. Thank you. So, really enjoyed watching this RSC event tonight. Great comms as always. Nice way to round off F1 2020.
Yep, definitely. Thank you for that.
25 seconds, Callum. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We'll obviously have to tot up the points, but I do believe Eastern is the driver's winner with that result. Be safe to say.
Yep.
Tough to say whether F1. I think F1. I think that win for Eastern does win in Division 1.
Yeah, I think it has.
Between F3 and F2 might be close though. Who got fastest lap?
Eastern, I think it was. I think it was Eastern.
Hmm. Let's bring it up. No, it was Rhombus. 103.8. Yeah, Rhombus got the fastest. I think he got picked up on the last racing lap, just before Cornish crossed the line.
Yeah. So there you have it. Eastern wins in Austria. Cornish finally gets a point for Division 4 with the second place there. Quaker Race in third, Muddy Biscuit fourth, Pigeon Munch in fifth, Musical Rocket in sixth, Milan in seventh, Shane in eighth, Lukey in ninth, Button in 10th, Pilkey in 11th, Gamma 12th, Fish Sticks 13th, Rhombus 14th. And then unfortunately, yawning.
Jeez.
Primus, Tedis, Draco, Dano, Andy Uskin, and McCracken all unfortunately did not finish the race.
Yeah. Muddy Biscuit has announced the division championship. Division 1 wins with 115 points. Division 2 second on 78. 68 for Division 3. Division 5 with 24 points. And Division 4 on 19. It's safe to say, like, Division 5 had their best race in Race 1 Silverstone, and then their just luck unraveled. Division 4 had the opposite.
Yeah.
If they didn't have those 2 races each, they would have been obviously a lot more closer. Would have made everything else a lot more closer as well, because they would have taken the points. But at least they got one thing to cheer about. That's Cornish and P2.
Yep. Shall we invite Eastern?
If you could for me, please.
Yep.
I'm just going to bring up the driver standings. Second is Milan. Third is Quaker Oats. Yeah, so Eastern wins it with 51 points. Milan second on 36. Quaker Oats third on 31. Rhombus and Rocket finish on 27 points each. Pigeon with 19. Pilkey with 18. Cornish with 18. Draco 16. Lukey on 14. Muddy Biscuit on 12. Dano on 10, Andy Uskin 8 points, Camo on 6 points, Tedist on 4, Shane on 4 points, McCracken on 2, Button on 1, Primus and Fish Sticks unfortunately did not score in those races.
Yeah, right, and Easton is in the party. Hello Easton, make sure your audio has been included.
You tired?
No, but yes, sort of.
Right, so P2 was Milan, I think. Then Quaker Oats. get Muddy Biscuit in as well. Whether the other two will join. We'll start with this. So, Blazer, do you wanna go for it?
I'll let you go for it.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, I don't have to take the lead on that one. So.
It's all right. Mr. Easton, hello.
Hello.
Well, first of all, congratulations on winning this event, if you like. Didn't start off well, did it, around Silverstone? But you took the other two races by the scruff of the neck and came out on top in the end. Yeah, take us through those 3 races, summarise them all.
Well, Silverstone didn't go well. I sort of ended up with a pen after the first lap fighting Camel because I was scared of him. And then some numpty was cutting the pits late, and then Slim had to Shane slammed on his brakes, and I also was collected in that, which is an F. That's about it really for Silverstone. Bahrain, Camel scared me again by getting me off the line. Got past him.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Yeah, that's really it for Bahrain. Then Austria was fun, watching people crash.
Yeah, Austria was a bit unravelled on that one. But yeah, how is it racing in general with obviously drivers from the other divisions? Because obviously you're not used to them. You've been used to fellow F1 drivers like Pigeon Munch and Rhombus at times. So how was it battling with the others?
It was actually quite fun. It was fun battling drivers you'd never really raced before.
Yeah. Obviously you had because you left about a third of the way in, or was about halfway in through season 4.
I think it was
So you came back
after
though, obviously,
Hungary.
but
I left and joined back for Japan, I think it was.
yeah. So what's your plans for next season? Going into season 5, are you returning with us, knuckling down?
Yeah, I'll be returning, hopefully full time.
Okay, cool. When it comes to the driver draw, any particular car you are wanting?
I'll need to see what all the cars feel like going on to the new game first before I make that decision.
Of course, no personal favourites. Blazer, any more questions?
No, not really any questions. Just congratulations on the season. It was a tremendous season, even though you did have to back out midway early on, and then it was good to see you coming back and battling it out here and there. And congratulations on winning the championships for Race of Champions tonight, mate.
Thank you.
And the last question, did you have fun?
Was fun.
Because that was what it was all about.
Was fun, I
Good
had.
stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, best of luck in season 5. Alright, and I did invite the others, but I don't think they're going to join, but I did invite Muddy Biscuit, and first of all, Muddy, apart from the last race, in terms of racing, you didn't have the best of luck, but in general, obviously it didn't run completely smoothly, but in general, I think, hope you agree with me, a relatively good success I think this was.
Yeah, I think as a whole, I think it was quite fun races. Yeah, like you said, mine weren't very good overall. First race taken up by Shane, second race almost taken up by Shane, third race taken up by Shane in the formation lap. So, yeah.
So you and Shane had a...
Yep, we seemed to be magnetized together. But yeah, I think it seemed like there's some good battling out there. I had some fun battling with Easton and Pigeon, I think it was, towards the end of that Austria race, so that was good. Yeah, and it didn't help that I had no setup on in Bahrain, but yeah, some fun battles really in the end. So hopefully, maybe seeing this was a success. Hopefully, it was from the Commerce point as well that we'll get this again sometime next season in Christmas break or next year once the end of the game finishes.
Yeah, most definitely. Might be tweaked a little bit, but definitely. I think everybody watched it. We had 44 viewers at one point, so and they
The most I
pretty-
saw was like 46, 48 viewers.
yeah, and that stayed like a healthy count as well. So yeah, it was just hectic, really. Maybe make the races longer, I guess, if we're willing to go for about 3 hours. Probably not actually, but no. Good stuff. And obviously you got the fantasy league or fantasy thing that you did as well, which
Yeah, but I've got
I
to
assume
figure that out now. I've got now all the results. Hopefully, there's some interesting predictions in there. Like I know somebody put for most positions gained. Somebody just put in the box dazed rhombus. So they don't think they understood. They didn't understand the question properly. It wasn't just something.
no.
But yeah, hopefully I'll figure it out, and hopefully I'll put in the announcement tomorrow who is the actual prediction winner.
I don't think I did very well personally.
Yeah, I think I may have joined you in that
I'm
one.
the worst!
Actually, no. Oh
didn't do the
no,
prediction.
I had a
I
four
just
winning
had
it.
the completely worst
I had a
season.
four winning it. I think.
If I knew I was racing, I would have voted myself, but you know,
Oh.
I've been back rhombus.
Right, all good. Yes, thank you, Muddy Biscuit, for all the effort and the hard work that you've helped organise this event. And yeah, I think in general it's gone down pretty well. I think the viewers were entertained. They seem so anyway. So thank you very much.
It's good.
All right, there's nothing else really to do, Blazer, apart from just wrap off F1 2020. In about 10 minutes, I'm going to be uninstalling this game. So,
Yeah.
final thoughts.
I thought, well, it's just been an incredible race. This race of champions. Those three races were really good. Still showing so many great battles. Bahrain, just every track has so many great battles. Really, the season, that when it looking well, I couldn't really be precise to see what happened to all the other seasons, but for me, Division 3, completely terrible. But commentating, streaming Division 1, that was one hell of a season. That was just so many great moments there, and I'm just happy. I'm just glad to see, not happy to see the season go, but kind of glad that it's not going to be on this goddamn game anymore. Can't wait for the new game.
I haven't seen these before, actually.
What are you looking at?
The credits.
Oh god.
Bringing up the credits.
Yeah. And I think I'm probably going to be racing next season. I say the car I will probably want to go for is the I'll just have a little go for the Aston Martin.
Oh. Yeah, I'd agree with you. I mean, my own personal season just gone. Season 4 was atrocious.
Mine
Season
was terrible.
before that was pretty good. But yeah, I agree. I think in general it's been good season. I mean, this game in general, of course, had glitches from the start. Not as many as previous games, so I think they were rectified pretty quickly, and that's always good. Fingers crossed we go into the next game that it doesn't have too many. I reckon it will have a few, but hopefully not too much. But I think in general a pretty good one. It's done its job. But we'll be looking ahead to 2021. So many things to look forward to. Different cars, new things with obviously the fuel modes, new tracks as well. It's all exciting, and it all will kick off over the next month or so.
Yay.
Yay. So for viewers watching and anything else like that, there will be like little social races and little things streamed when we can in the next month. But our first official, race, a league race, won't happen for a fair few weeks. But we'll keep you posted as much as we can. Obviously, keep an eye on the Discord and so on and so forth. The admins will release information once everything is finalised, how the driver draw will work, and so on. Keep an eye on your Discord, and yeah, enjoy it, pretty much. But from myself, RSF1 Rubens, Blazer, thank you very much for your company.
That's okay, I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved
it's all
every
good.
single minute of it. It's wonderful!
Yes. Congratulations to Eason, of course, our driver's RSC champion. I'm sure he'll get like a special trophy icon, I guess, next to his name in the Discord.
Oh, cool.
Don't quote me on it. I'm only suggesting. Get like a star or something. I don't know. And obviously Division 1, the division champions, if you like. But thank you for everyone that created entertainment in this race and across the whole of this season. Until next time, see you in Season 5, F1 2021.
Bye bye!